Right, this is part 2, because my video decided to stop itself. So we got to the ears, using the little countersink, just to burr them in there. You can't really see. Right, so we got these sanded up. I'm going to always start with the right for some reason, I don't know why. So, what I do is pop them on first, see how I want it to sit. Now I can see there's plastic, see the plastic poking out there? I want to remove that, because I want my ear to sit there. So you mark it with a pencil, just whip that extra bit out there and see if I'm happy with how that's sitting. So that's looking better. Yeah. So now I'm happy with my scoop there. I'm going to put the ear on there, and I'm going to kind of hold it in with like where the screws kind of go, and have a look and see. And it's not bad. I'm going to want a little bit more out of it there, a bit more at the back. So now I'm going to keep dremeling and checking until I'm happy with the fit. Don't worry about a few gaps. But take off the plastic. Hold it in place, nice and tight. Make sure you're confident where you're going with it. Put the middle one in first, I always do. Get your little brass screw, pop her through. Washer and a nut. Tighten it up so it nips in. Just watch the ear pull in, then a little bit more, but watch it over tighten. If you start seeing that concave a little bit, you're going too far. So when you got that one in, check it's sitting right, because it can still swivel. So check it's sitting nice back that way at the bottom. Top one, just doing one at a time. Nipped up. Push that in nice and hard where you want it. Okay, so that's that side sorted. So same with this side. Now this side here sits back at a funny angle, so I always look for the top screw there and line it up with this little ridge here. So we're looking to follow that line there down with the ear kind of thing, if that makes sense. So down back at that angle, and again look at how much is poking out there. I don't know if you can see all the excess poking out. I want to trim that back. So yeah, so you can mark it with a pencil. I'm just gonna guess it. Check it. Yep, so I'm happy to start fitting now. Again, push on your spots to see where you want to go, and then get your Dremel going again. Right, that's good. Take off your film. Like I say, don't worry if you've got a few gaps. It's all part of the character. Same principle as the other side. Get it held in there, nice and correct place. Middle one first. Brass screw. Nip it up, check the angle. Top one. Nip it up. There you go, nipped up. So, see what I mean about the slight angle back on that one. And that one goes back a little bit. Right. Now we can take off the old magnets. Now I'm going to trim the neck. So you see how much excess is on here. We can follow the back line now around here and curve it nicely around to follow the front. Front's pretty good, only wants literally tiniest tad back off there. And then we're going to follow around here again from the side. Probably take a little bit off that back cap where it's a bit, because I only want 10mm there from the ear to the edge. And then just check the back caps, you know, looking straight all the way around. Make sure there's no tears or any nicks around there, because you don't want weak spots. So I'll start with my Lexans this side. Tidying the back up. The back's not bad as it is. Just knock the corners off, make it a bit neater. A little bit of flare there to remove. Right, so that's your base all trimmed out. You can get a Dremel in these corners if you want to make them a little bit sharper. Sometimes you've got to watch out, you can get splits if you're not careful around there, so might be worth getting a Dremel on that. Then we get our neck rubber. Start from the middle at the back. Make sure it's sat on nicely everywhere. Really work it on. Especially on these little corners here, really make sure it's on there. Otherwise you'll end up fitting it and then it will become loose. So really make sure it's in there. Now when you get round to the back, just check that everything is all nice and squeezed in everywhere, and then when you're happy it's all on properly, I'm going to cut it about 10mm too big. Now when I put it on, I have to stretch the rubber back and force it in place. It's quite a little mission to do, but it keeps it all nice and on there. Level it in. So there, so we're all nicely round. Right, get rid of any crap from there. Fix on the old mic tips. So I'm just going to drill a 3mm hole in the centre of the back of each of those. These obviously need painting black first, but I'm going to put one in now. So paint them black right up to that little front edge, but don't paint the insides, leave the insides natural. And that's satin. So get my little mic tip screw. Right, so say they're screwed on now and they're already painted black, we can commit to leaving them on there. So get your little nipples, and I put a drop of E6000 on the back of those, drop them in the hole, flip them over with a pin, and leave them sat there for an hour to dry while the E6000 sets them in. Then I get my mesh, not that mesh, this mesh that you'll have in the kit. I use something that's the right size of the mic tip. I use this little E6000 top. Put it on there, mark round it, so you want 2 per piece. And then very carefully, I use these little strong scissors and cut a very fine circle so that it fits perfectly into there. It's got to be literally just so it's just a tad tight, and you can push it in with your fingernail. That'll stay there. That's them sorted. You'll have some frown mesh. I cut that into shape to match that, and that just I glue gun that inside there to cover that. You've got a template for your tube stripes. So remember, that's forward. Some people make a mistake of putting them the other way around. So forward that way. These are made to pop straight up to that top ridge. So you see where this natural ridge line is there. The template needs to sit right up there, and then that'll make it the correct pencil's worth away from this edge when you paint them in. So they need to sit right near the front. Depending on how you fit your ears, depends on how many tubes you'll get. Don't worry if they're different either sides, or if you've got to cut 1 or 2 off the back of the template. That's not an issue. So they pop in there, straight up there. Use your French blue 14. Paint in there. Paint in between rather than trying to just go all over it, otherwise it'll bleed everywhere. So that's that. And your lens. So you get one of these lenses in there. Just offer it inside the lid when you're done. You look where the top screws sit compared to it. So you can see the top screws are there. So I'm going to mark where that is both sides. Drill a little 3mm hole, and then they'll sit straight over those screws there, and you can fasten that. Keep that straight in there. I also, for myself, after I padded it with a bit of foam, I've used the bottom screw to add a chin strap, so literally a bit of 25mm black elastic which comes under here, which I just bang on, and it just keeps the lid in place. So that's it, it's just ready to paint up now. Lovely, cheers, bye.